The market is trending to the downside. We have series of lower highs, lower lows confirming the bearish downtrend. When I'm observing a bearish trend, my goal as a price action trader is to identify a pattern, because these candles are never alone on the chart. They're always following some pattern. So if I'm going to take a look at the top where I have geometric formation, it allows me to nicely predetermine where there might be the possible trend line. And you can see the perfect confirmation of the trend line. This is the key entry point where all the smart traders are going to sell. You can see great high probability setup at 2 key entry points. But the downtrend was so strong, we managed to actually create overshoot, which is overbought territory, and we can expect stronger momentum in opposite direction. Now, overshoot can sometimes even lead to straight reversal. So I'm definitely going to be respecting this bullish pullback, but given we traded down, if we push below EMA, I'm going to be looking to sell. However, as you can see, prices are heading to the upside quite strongly. So at this point, I need to respect the correction, because the overshoot, once it breaks the bottom trend channel line, can generate stronger momentum in the opposite direction. And you can see this bullish correction is getting quite substantial. So the market keeps trending to the upside, which means I need to respect the bullish trend. See, I drew a spike and a channel pattern because I'm just following a price action, and we keep trending to the upside. So I cannot really sell, but I cannot go long just yet because we don't have a great setup. Alright traders, I'm resuming the video as I'm going to take a failed second entry short, high probability setup. I was a little bit greedy with my limit order, and we missed the setup. So what I was looking for, well, the spike and a channel just had a break, and as we pushed above EMA, notice first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure. So overshoot generated strong momentum in opposite direction. Spike and a channel got confirmed. We had somewhat sketchy two-legged pullback down. It's not as visible, but it's a first leg pullback, second leg down. And when you're watching this hard right side, it all comes down to EMA. As long as you stay below EMA, you're expecting for prices to reach new low, but we push strongly above EMA, two big bullish bars full of momentum back above EMA. This confirmed that this spike and a channel needs to get new extreme. And since I expect new extreme, I need to take a high probability setup. What's going to be a high probability setup? Well, either the high or low confirmation or failed second entry short. This high or low doesn't confirm much, and it's far away from EMA, but shortly after new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure. All the sellers just got trapped because they're on the wrong side of EMA, while this channel needs to get new extreme. Resuming the video as we have a congestion. We have news announcement in 3 minutes, so I'm just waiting. You can see a lot of stacked area. EMA is getting very flat, a lot of doji, so I'm just not touching it. We have a break new low, and right now we have no clear direction, but I'm going to wait for news to come out in 3 minutes because we can have a spike in volatility. Flat exponential moving average and a sideways structure is indicating to me a trend range. You can see we have a lot of price swings up and down, which based on price action, this is a trend range, and most breakouts of trend ranges will fail. You can see fail breakout here, fail breakout here. I was unsure about if there's a small break in new high or we have wider channel in play, because you can see if I'm going to connect the swings at the bottom, the wider channel is in play, and it still looks like a one steep leg up, so I couldn't really sell. But right now we have a failed second entry long, so I'm looking for a lower high confirmation of the failed second entry long. Prices are pushing quite far down, but I would still like to get a lower high confirmation of the failed second entry long, because we're coming off the range highs. We have a failed breakout. Notice this big bullish bar. A lot of buyers probably got trapped thinking that the market is going to reverse. When you're trading a trend range, you have to expect that the prices will pull back and most breakouts will fail. I am making the downtrend wider. Why? Well, because notice the price action inside of this trend range. From the very failed breakout all the way to the bottom to another failed breakout, we had a very strong leg down, not a single confirmation of the EMA. And generally all the pushes inside the trend range, you can see they have more of a correction. They're more sideways and it's not so steep and violent. But here this was from the very failed breakout all the way to the downside to another failed breakout, just a one steep leg down. And especially if EMA is holding here, this is indicating to me that I'm going to get more of a bearish bias and we may finally create the new extreme of this downtrend. So we had overshoot, stronger bullish spike and channel, break new high. The market shifted into another cycle, which is a trend range, very common. There weren't really that many setups here because you have to be waiting. This is right before the news. And here you can see sellers selling at the top. But I don't really like any of these setups. I would like to see something below EMA to confirm that we're truly going to continue working lower. I'm resuming the video as we finally have a closeout side of this channel. We had a break new extreme. I was preparing to take the double trap because notice we have uptrend working higher, break new high, but double trap didn't get a trigger here. And by the time when you get a lower high, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bar stack right next to each other. But notice this main downtrend, the first leg created the second leg down and a new low. So since the main channel reached new extreme, you need to be a little bit careful taking a second entry short. Plus we also had short and uptrend in play. So we have a second entry short here, but I cannot take it because notice there's a correction in play. We have a closeout tight, new high formed, which is indicating to me that the bullish correction played out. However, now that I want to go short on the double trap because all the early sellers who sold second entry short while the uptrend is in play and all the early bulls got trapped, while even this downtrend may get new extreme because the downtrend is so strong that even the second leg may get an attempt to new extreme, but there was no trigger. And lower high after that was just too congested and the signal bar wasn't that bearish. So it's a shame. EMA kept holding, sellers are selling, and we need to get new extreme. Price action moves in pairs of twos. We have the first leg, which I can measure it. And once I see strong downtrend working lower, I can project where the target is going to be. And on the larger time frame, you can see one big leg, correction, and the second big leg down. You can see downtrend working lower. We expect EMA to hold key entry point, new low going to rules, but the setup didn't form well, and now we have two smaller legs down. The structure still looks bearish, so I'm not buying just yet, but we have a couple of pushes to a new extreme. Prices form break, new extreme for the uptrend. Most breakouts of string ranges will fail. Flat EMA, sideways structure, combined with the bearish push down. This is a failed breakout. Notice first leg up, break, second leg up. Market likes to move in pairs of twos. Most breakouts of these ranging markets will fail. We are pushing strongly below EMA, so what I'm looking for, a failed second entry long bullish trap. Prices broke the trend range, but this uptrend still may need to retest the new extreme. We're at the very low of the day, bullish doji, so I cannot go short just yet. Alright, traders, I'm resuming the video as I'm going to take lower high confirmation of the second entry short because we're bouncing off my key entry point. We have a new low, first entry short, pull back, second entry short. It wasn't fully touching the trend line, but now we made one more push, kind of like a micro double test, treating it as lower high. We're confirming the main channel and the bar was decent enough. Let's see if we can get the scalp. We have a large two legs up and we managed to get the scalp. So I'm going to tighten it to break even because anything we make right now is just a bonus. We can see first leg up, break, second leg up. Right, traders, our runner just got hit and this is our first trade for today. You can see the price action is very congested now. We have multiple bars stacked right next to each other. EMA exactly in the middle of these bars. We have push above EMA, so I'm not really shorting. I was thinking possible failed second entry long, but now that we're pushing above EMA, I can't even take that. So we'll see what the channel will do. It looks like the trend is losing steam and we may eventually break it. Stronger bullish uptrend with overshoot that managed to break the channel. There was a long time without any clear setup. Overall structure just completely stalled and we went sideways for a long time. I ended up deleting the wider channel because as you can see, we completely reversed and never come into play. So this was just a longer bearish momentum without any channel. We keep creating lower highs, lower lows, but there was no channel. Right, traders, I'm gonna wrap it up with my one single trade. So to go through the price action fundamentals, the overshoot has such a strong impact. It generated strong momentum. We can see how the EMA is aligned with the spike and a channel. This was the pivotal moment where two big bullish bars push back above EMA and you can't find better downtrend. This resumed the bullish pattern and you expect new extreme, and this was a great failed second entry short. Quick easy high probability setup, quick scalp, and you can see how EMA is starting to flatten a lot. Here is pointing down strongly, here is pointing up strongly, and we can see that suddenly it's completely flattening. A lot of price swings up and down, so you have to locate the support, the resistance. It was a little bit tricky here because you need to make sure you have your proper trend line. I had it just a tad wider, but you can see according to trend range rules in price action, most breakouts will fail. So you had a failed second entry long. A lot of bulls got trapped going long directly into the highs of the trend range. This is where you want to sell. Unfortunately, we didn't get any lower high confirmation below EMA. You may even consider possibly, if you're a more aggressive trader, selling here, but you need to make sure you have a break in new high. You cannot have conflicting pattern here. And you can see how the momentum suddenly shifted. Even though there's a failed breakout, you can see it worked. For a scalp, you don't want to be fading the breakout because the downtrend is in play and you don't have a break in new low. You only want to be fading a breakout where you have clear break and new extreme. But you can see we already talked about this, how the momentum was strong, the downtrend picked up, and we expect we're going to measure the second leg. And here I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. You can see new low, first entry short, second entry short. But the trend line rule applies even for the corrections, not just for the big channels. So notice I need to redraw the tight channel, break, and a new extreme. And all the early sellers got trapped, selling too quickly without close outside of this channel and attempt. And now all the early bulls are going to get trapped as well because the downtrend is in play and it needs to get new extreme tested. So great double trap, great tier 1 signal bar, but there was no trigger. There was an inside bar. So then you can enter on a lower high, but it's definitely more aggressive. And after new low with 2 legs, we can see the market cycle shifting again from strong downtrend into a correction phase. Very typical, and a correction phase is just a trading range, a ranging market, flat EMA, a lot of price swings up and down, 2-legged pullback, failed breakout, another failed breakout. According to price action rules, most breakouts will fail. The signal bar wasn't perfectly bearish, but you can take a chance, and we never really got failed second entry long and another failed breakout at the bottom. You don't really be buying though because we traded down into it, and we have series of lower highs, lower lows, and it confused me a little bit because we kept pushing lower for such a long time. I was looking for bigger channel and it even had multiple confirmations. And you can see that's the great thing about scalping. You can manage to get a winning trade even though you're not reading it correctly, because I was definitely a little bit more lucky here. Looking back, without a channel, you don't want to go short. But it's the great thing about scalping. You can get the small part of the trade of the market and still end up with winning trade. Price action transformed into confirmed bullish channel, followed by a second entry long. And once we were pushing above EMA, this is where we expect high-low confirmation setup of the second entry long to retest the new extreme, which never formed. And unfortunately, market completely stalled. Late Friday price action, a lot of overlap, no clear setup, no clear bias, just getting really stacked. Price is strong and broke to the downside. You just have to follow the short-term channels at this point. And there was a hope we're going to get a nice second entry short, but you would have to reset the count because it's the lowest low. I'm going to set the count. First entry short, second entry short. Count reset, first entry short, second entry short. But it didn't take higher above this bullish body. It would have been great. It would have trapped all the bulls. And the close outside is not that distinct, so more aggressive. But you can see the downtrend, EMA keeps holding. And then by the time you get another lower high or failed second entry long, you're selling directly into these lows. So had these bars been smaller, half its size, so you have room to get out before these lows, you definitely can consider selling, expecting prices to create new extreme. Break new low, downtrend played out, and a brand new spike in the channel can happen. I hope you had a great trading day and good luck with your trading.